great, isn't it?
Are they fans of REM? Because this song has the exact same chord sequence as DLS. You know, supposed to beat that REM. The exact same chord sequence as DLS.
Yeah, these guys are very different. Soul Savers are a pair of DJs, producers who, and then that's Mark Lanigan singing with them. And it's just, the whole record's beautiful, really beautiful and dramatic and cool. All right, so I don't know. I'll show you this. Do you guys? I know that we covered this in the management class a little bit, but I thought it would be good to cover in here specifically because it's a marketing thing. So do you guys? If you don't read the Topspin blog, it's probably it's not a bad idea. What's that? Yes, you did. Nice job. Extra points, Wes. Extra points. Did you go to this lecture? Did you go to this panel? You did? Good. Yeah, that counts. Yeah, this maybe it's just best for you guys to read it. I'll post a link to it. We don't have to go through it, but this idea is we keep hitting this idea over and over again, right? Discovery, engagement, acquisition. These are sort of linked, I think, and then asking for money somewhere down the line. Money, yeah, various currencies. Yes. This idea that we talked about this in management. I hate to rehash stuff, and so I won't. But making goals happen is really important. That has to happen. And incorporate creating something really something physical and desirable and valuable on top of free is really, really important as well. So I would urge you guys just to read that if you can. If you really feel like you're going to be marketing, you're gonna need to know about marketing music enterprises. It's really very illuminating. When Jesse and I were talking last week about the average transaction, the elective transaction that people make at Cash Music, it's stunning that it's as high as it is when they don't have to give anything, and they do, and it's just because there's this perceived value, this relationship, this desire on their part to help and to do more than they need to do, which I'm really pleased to say we were able to do, and it's really hard work. Yeah. All right. This gets a little wonky, but I wanted to share it with you guys because it is a very, very serious marketing statement about marketing now, and I found it really valuable. No, it's slides. It's PowerPoint. Yeah. See. More. Pardon? The list. Oh, you know what? I wanted to just to have you take the feed from me. Share my feed, and it hasn't worked. Here, let me see something. If I can just. No, it won't do it. Somebody just post something? Oh, 10 minutes ago. Nice. Okay, Steve-O, that's yours. I can get rid of that. I know, I'm going to get rid of it. I will unsubscribe. Okay. All right, so look, I'm just going to open this. Anybody else want to talk about something they blogged, wrote this week? Ryan?
This week, I wrote a piece on Alex Buxton's Band Rabbit, and also High One Eye, but it's one thing on some instrumental music in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you. Let me see. I thought I read about that. Oh, that was just, it wasn't there a couple of minutes ago. Well, there you go, 27 minutes ago. Oh, well, great. I'm glad you did that. Tell me about it.
Basically on the blog, I just talked about both of the bands and like how they're doing very very different things, very unique things, especially not having any vocals. Which is before I started listening to them, now something was kind of alien to me. Like I would listen to bands that had maybe instrumental song or like instrumental parts of song, but never anybody that was just full on instrumental. So, but it's very interesting sometimes like what you can do without vocals. Like you sort of have like more of a freedom to sort of do what you want, a sort of progressive mentality to sort of do as you please, and that's basically what they do.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I thought it was maybe in here I was talking about, that band La Bradford I listened to. I got turned on to about a month ago. They've been around forever. I never listened to them. Yeah, you don't have to be weird, but you have to be immersive. You know, you have to kind of bring everybody, bring the listener into the experience. Yeah. Right. It is, yeah, inventiveness is kind of necessary, which, relates to some of what we're talking about here. Just to close the loop on my writing complaint, Teddy, we don't need computers open right now, right? We don't need them for anything. It's just really distracting for me. Just to close the loop on the writing thing, there are many of you, you know who you are, who just aren't writing. There are many of you who are writing but perfunctorily, just like writing basic, generic information that isn't worth sharing. And I'm really becoming dismayed reading them. Like, come on, give me something. Tell me a story that matters. There's got to be something you can tell me a story about once a week. And although I said to you it doesn't have to be about your music or your enterprise or whatever, if you're not going to write about your enterprise, then you have to give me some thread to connect what you're doing to, then write more frequently and sometimes write about your enterprise. It's important, or about the theme of your blog. Monty, I'm really enjoying your blog, frankly, because you're really focused on your subject matter. You write really conversationally and really well. You organize your thoughts really well. And it's just interesting. It's interesting to read somebody who's interested, right? I think that may be it. It just has to be like, I need you to be more interested in what you're writing. You aren't interested in it, so how can I be interested in it? Where the problems are, I should say. So I just don't want it to go down the shitter. I don't want it to just become a futile exercise for all of us. Ross, you're doing very well. Ross's blog. Yeah, I did right before I came down. I don't know if I saw one more recent. Sorry. Stone Wheel Keeps on Turning. Oh no, your Stone Wheel Keeps Rolling. You're Native America. Well, I know. I've got to. It's me. It's my problem. I should be able to share my feeds, and I want to share everything I've got. Wait a minute. Maybe I can do that. It's interesting. I'm sorry. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you probably could. Let me sort that out. And better than that. I'll promise you that tonight, I'll just cut and paste everybody's URL into a document, and I'll upload it on Blackboard, because it's been my bad. I've been thinking I could figure out how you guys could just subscribe to my feeds so that I could share the feeds that I'm subscribed to with you, and I haven't been able to do that, and as a matter of fact, it may not be doable. So if it isn't, and as it seems it isn't, I will definitely do that, and I'll do that tonight before I leave work, because I really would like you to see who's doing a good job. Just making myself a note. Okay. You'll know, you can tell when somebody's doing a great job writing. They really seem interested themselves, and then it's interesting. So all I'll say is, like, let's just try to make it better. I know that Twitter is very unnatural for you guys. I know that you're not really, we talked about this on Monday night as well. You guys aren't really the target demo for Twitter, because you don't have a need for that kind of network. Your networks are totally around you, and so it's hard. But it's an issue of learning the discipline of broadcasting or microcasting, I should say. I hope that what you're doing is also in that forum, in Twitter, in the context of Twitter. I hope you're talking about things you're excited about, like getting repeated like woohoos and right-ons about stuff isn't cool. It's okay if that's 1 in 30, but like if that's the one tweet for the day is like, yeah, or this sucks, or whatever, it totally defeats the purpose, and it doesn't count. So we just got to try to make that a little bit better and do a little more. Do you guys know about Kickstarter? I thought I'd share that information with you. You know about Kickstarter for anything? Okay, anybody who's like trying to get something done and is strapped needs to raise some capital to get something going. A recording project, a tour, a van. You need. We have a friend who just did a Kickstarter campaign to raise the money to buy a tour van. It is invite only right now. However, I can get you invites, and I'll show you. We'll just go straight to the home page. Okay. It's a funding platform for anybody who needs to create something that they need capital for, right? So you basically put up a project. Let's see if they have like a video or something. You put up a project. You say that you need a certain amount of money to do something. Say you need $5,000 to buy gear so that your band can be a band. You put up this appeal, declare what you need the money for and why you need it, and then in return ideally you create premiums that people can get from you, some kind of item or service or payback for their contribution. Their contribution could be $10. It could be any amount, but it works best when you offer a small reward for small contributions, kind of a mid-sized reward for a more significant contributions, and kind of an extra large, great reward for huge contributions. No, generally speaking, the reward is a product of the project. It's the outcome of the project. The CD, your donors get the CD for free. You're raising $5,000 to record. Your donors get a free CD when it's done.
Is it up for you to find all the funders, and is it just like a widget that you use? Or do they bring attention to your
It is a community. That's a good question. It's a community, but what you find is that it's a really facile way for you to channel funding prospects to your project. It's a link that you share with people on your Facebook page, friends and family, people who know people, and you send out an email, or you send out you send people a link to your Kickstarter project, and it's pretty pretty impressive, and it works incredibly well. What's great about it is it's like no risk for the donor. It's all or nothing. If you don't raise your $5,000, they don't ever get charged. They donate in theory. They process their transaction to contribute, and that adds to your total. But if you never meet that total, they never get dinged. The project expires, and everybody keeps their money. If you hit funding by the deadline, and a lot of things are exceed their funding marks. I mean, many of the projects exceed their funding mark, their funding targets. Then everybody gets charged. At the same time, they get a little email saying, "Thank you so much. We met our goal. You've been charged. Now we need to move on," and you'll all be notified about your premiums. Let's see. Yeah, this is all filmmakers. It's pretty cool. I have there's this woman I know who's an acupuncturist in the Bywater. She's trying to raise $4,000 to go to Haiti to help people medically, and just letting her friends and family know. And it's pretty amazing how you go from like the 35 people around you to the 200 people that are connected to those 35 people. And when you've got a good story to tell, and you're doing something good and true, when it's meaningful, people will just pledge their $5 or their $10, and they'll be like, "Right on, go ahead, send me a postcard." That's what some people will do. This, like, we need to raise money to support our tour, and we're going to mail everybody who contributes a Polaroid that's hand signed from somewhere on the road, or something fun and tactile and personal and handmade, or those things win a lot of fans. Let's see. I just thought this would be great for people in this program to know about. I want to see if there are any. Well, here's the thing about rewards. What can be offered as a reward? These are some good ideas. Project creators create their own rewards, including prices and quantities. Anything can be a reward. They inspire support, and they can be as simple as a download, for $5 contribution, or as elaborate as a hot air balloon ride. It's funny. You can just be as creative as you like, and come up with something good to do. Yes, Noah. I can get you an invite, but you need to kind of write up your project. Here's the question. There's community guidelines. The Kickstarter blog talks about where invites come from. Perry and Yancey, the two guys who created it, are lovely guys. And Perry went to Tulane. Where the hell are we? Invites. All right, whatever. It's not there right now. Anyway, I can help you get an invite if you need. If you have a compelling project, they'll invite you. It's Amazon Payments. Good question. I mean, it's Amazon Payments, which is easy for most people. Almost everyone has bought something from Amazon over the last, who knows how many years, 10 years, 12, 15 years. And so most people have Amazon accounts. You log into your Amazon account, you pay with your own credit card. Very, very cool things. Like these, they have a homepage where they, recommend certain projects. Popular this week. Let's see what's popular this week. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Crap Hound. You know Crap Hound magazine? It's, Cory Doctorow's involved in Crap Hound. So they made a video, and videos get projects funded. So let's just see what they say. These numbers. Pretty great numbers. Crap Hound is like an art magazine, collage art, and it's pretty great. January 2010. We're ready to roll out revised and expanded second edition of Crap Hound 4. 24 pages and the 24 added pages. They need to raise the cash, printing and shipping. Crap Hound is pure imagery. Right? Each page is filled with high contrast line art, culled from vintage catalogs, advertising, obscure books, and found ephemera. Crap. They are crap hounds. They go out and they find loads of crap. Artfully arranged iconography. Crap Hound explores the popular meaning, cultural ideals, and historic symbolism of clowns, devils, and bait. So it's pretty cool. They've done, I guess, 3 previous editions. They decided they'd crowdsource this one. They'd raise the money and get it done. So some of their rewards, it was funded. They exceeded their funding. So for $1, you get Kickstarter updates. One person came in at that level. $5 or more, you get a button. $12 or more for locals, to Portland, Oregon. You can come by, pick up your Crap Hound magazine in Portland, Oregon. $17 or more, you get Crap Hound sent to you via priority mail. $30, you get the fancy thing with bonus images, buttons, stickers. See how they graduate things? They kind of step you up the ladder, so you get nicer things. $50 or more, it's the extra fancy package. Bonus images, buttons, stickers, limited edition print. It starts to get a little more valuable. And they send it all to you via priority mail. $50, $60. You'll see what they do that's crazy. $200. Very rare first edition out of print issue. So you get a little something for your money. A thank you on the website. Shout out on Twitter with a link to your website. See, that's not something I've seen done before. It's great. $200 or more, sold it out. They sold 2 of those. Haunted Mansion 40th Anniversary box set. So they had some box sets sitting around. They did those for $200 contributions. They got them. It's pretty great. $230 or more. And stores, can contribute and get it. Somebody may want the $300 reward. Yeah, you get a case of 30 shipped to wherever you want. So whatever. They came up with a great tiered structure to their project, and they exceeded their funding goals, which is pretty cool. This guy's driving across North America to Alaska for an artist's residency near Denali National Park, right? So this is his project. He's got 13 backers. He's earned $400 of his $3,000 goal. He's got 88 days left, so he'll probably make it. Here's his story, right? I'm embarking on a very large adventure. I'm leaving New York and Alaska. I'm going to Alaska, documenting the whole damn thing on his camera. He's got a Hasselblad he's going to be taking pictures with. That's great. You get personalized postcards from spots all over North America, right? $50, an envelope containing 5 small prints. Signed, loose, open edition, 2020 print. It's pretty great. $250, a personal portrait of you while I'm on the road. That's funny. Nobody bought that. I'm surprised. Anyway, have you learned enough about Kickstarter? Okay. It is. It's a great thing for creative people who don't have a ton of resources. You go, well, great, but what about, where am I supposed to get the money to do the thing I love to do? Now you can crowdsource. I mean, you can crowdsource by being a really good story, and by reaching out to people who give a damn, and then making more people give a damn. Because if you can go to your first circle and say, I'm doing this thing, I'm proud of it, it's good, I made a compelling case for why you should give a shit about it. What's so cool is that then you give them the ability to share it with their next circle out from you. And then you're in the hundreds immediately. You've got lots of people's eyeballs on your project. And it's great for just about anything you want to do, obviously. A drive cross country. Sydney Wazer, this singer-songwriter, just did, as I said, a $5,000 tour van. She needed $5,000 to buy a 40 Econoline van that she wanted. And so she went to her fans on Facebook, and she went to her circle of family and friends, and she made her money. It was great. Lots of people are funding projects. So you don't need to be, I mean, while it isn't completely open to the public, they're pretty liberal with their invitations, you know, the way Gmail used to be. It's like you just basically say, I'm not a jerkwad, and I have a pretty good idea. And they go, ding, you do have a good idea. So that it's just their way of editorializing a little bit, kind of filtering what gets put up there and keeping a little control while it's in beta. And it is in beta, which means that it's a test site. It's up. It's up. It's just not finished. They're not saying it's done. They're testing, proving the concept, going through the, you know what I mean? Okay. Let's see. I want to, since we're covering resources, I wanted to do a tiny little talk on resources that I will post on the Blackboard site. I never think you guys care about the Blackboard thing, so I don't act like I care about it very much. But if anybody wants stuff there, I'll put it there. Whenever I do a PowerPoint thing, I'll make sure that it's up there so that you can take it and deal with it. But this is a talk I had to put together for another purpose, and I thought, I can never tell how much of this stuff's been covered by other people for you guys, so I thought it might be worth something to bring it in here and just talk about it real quick. We talked a little bit about this when we talked about marketing your band a couple of weeks ago, but this formula, connect with fans and give them a reason to buy, or awareness, interaction, revenue. That's really the theme of this entire course. But I'll post this document. It's good to have. It's always going to need updating and adapting to your general purposes. But just to crack through it real quick, let's do it. And if you have any feedback for me, any questions at all, or any objections or something you disagree with, tell me. Use Gmail. If you're a band, or if you're a manager who manages a band, or if you have a group, you know, Amy, I know you guys do this. Everybody in your group has a permanent Gmail address, right? You know, nobody has any reason not to have a Gmail address, obviously, right? You shouldn't. You guys all have something, right? Yahoo or Gmail. What do you have? Everybody in here? Anybody not have a Gmail address? You don't have a Gmail address? You have a Yahoo address? What do you have? What's your permanent address? AOL? Okay. Get yourself a Gmail address, because then you can use Google Docs. Everything can be handled by Google. But you're not going to be in school in a year or whatever, right? You need No, Yahoo's another webmail, so yeah, I mean another vendor. So, but Gmail is, look, Gmail avails you, avails you of so many tools. Google Docs immediately. When you guys are doing your marketing project, you're going to be using Google Docs, because you're going to be writing and editing documents together, hopefully in real time. And when we end up breaking up into groups and creating marketing plans, you guys are going to be like head to head, working on the same document, your marketing plan document, and it's really the only way to do it. While you're typing. Exactly. Somebody in your group is typing, and the document changes in front of you. It's like witchcraft a little bit. All right, so everybody that you work with should have a Gmail address, and you know, Steve, you're managing Decoy, right? They should all have Gmail addresses. You should be. No, they should each have Gmail addresses so that you can all share documents, so that all your crap, your contracts, your agreements, any of your assets, it can all live at Google Docs in a central location where everybody can get it. It's just the best server that sits between all the people in your organization, right? And like this talk is this little list is made for somebody like you right now. So I mean, consider this for you, because this is the way you'll organize your enterprise with, as a manager with a band. You can't be repeating. You can't be making the same 5 calls all the time or repeating the same call 5 times. It's gonna burn you out. Use a free website creating tool to build a page about your band or project. Nothing fancy. List who you are, where you are, your personnel with contact information. Make it clear that you want to hear from people and include media, right? So WordPress, which I've already asked you to do to create a blog, but you need a web presence. WordPress is fine. Blogger, move away from Blogger. If you're on Blogger for anything, I don't know if any of you are, but they are no longer supporting FTP, so you're going to need to move to something that's a little more flexible. Start an email newsletter using something like MadMimi, MailChimp, iContact, one of those that are free to a point. I've talked about this before. Create a newsletter and give the responsibility for the newsletter's creation and performance to one person. And then that one person should get something back for doing the bullshit work that entails, right? So if it's someone in the band, it's not you, right? Let's speak about your case again. If it's somebody in the band that gets the job of creating a newsletter so that something can be sent out to an email list, then that person should get something for it. They should not have to do some horrible thing, because it's work that they have to do. Maybe they don't have to load gear, or maybe they don't have to pay for rehearsal once, or you know what I mean? Create something, some reason to compensate that person, because you need to keep them engaged and doing this, what is not a glamorous job, but it's got to be done. I will. Yep. And then they could win a bonus of some kind if they exceed goals in signups or eliminate attrition. Like if the number of emails you have goes from 300 to 500, reward them, buy them beers, buy them dinner. Do something. Make it so that they get a literal and figurative pat on the back. Twitter list group for every person in your organization. It's I know you guys are sick of Twitter, but if you could, and what that means is create a list of people that are valuable for your group to follow. Like for instance, Ian's Twitter feed is a good one. Left Seth's Twitter feed is good. There are tons, obviously. So create a list, a Twitter list of those that are worth following, and have everybody follow that list. And it does take a while. As I say here, it'll take you about a year to catch up and get really good, but it's an unbelievably valuable tool ultimately. Encourage each person to start and run a blog on any topic. This is what I've been trying to do with you guys, right? But then have them link from their blog to your official site with some kind of explanation that while they're part of the band, they don't really speak for everyone. That gives them the freedom to kind of be off topic and talk about whatever crap they want to talk about. It's just a nice way to create more presence and spider out onto the internet. Have key members post their real email addresses and communications that the band sends out, explicitly asking people to write with comments or questions. That is great. When you say, here's my email address, write me with your thoughts, write me with your questions. If you have something to say or something that you want me to know, send it to me. We will read it. We always do that, and we always get email, and it's kind of a thrilling drag. You get like if we send out an email to 7,000 people, and we'll get 120 emails back. Sometimes they're just like, "Thanks for the news. It's so great to hear from you." Well, got to respond to that. So we'll just gut it out and sit there for an hour and a half, and just like thank everybody for writing. And it's so valuable. It matters so much. Start an email newsletter for the people you work with. Promoters, studios, club people, fans. Email them regular updates about what you're doing, what's happening, and even what problems are going on internally. If you're struggling trying to get a record made, trying to raise the funds to to buy more studio time, you get kicked out of your rehearsal space, whatever. There's a way you can write about it, but you do that because you never know where help comes from or where solutions to problems come from. It works. Create and store all your documents and collaborative projects in Google Docs. Steve, this is why I'm saying you have a Gmail address, you have the ability to access Google Docs. And then assign everyone in the band a login. Everybody gets a Gmail address, they can all access Google Docs, right? And then everything lives in that one place, it's great. Have someone regularly update how many people subscribe to the newsletter, how many people visit the website, how long it takes to answer fan mail or other email, and how often your band name shows up on Twitter, because that's just a way of monitoring that people are talking about you one way or the other. Yes, no. Pardon? You can, yeah. Buzz is interesting. It's the new thing. You can monitor chatter, basically. Yeah, it's so new. It's like, what, 6 days old or something. But a Google Buzz version or a generic version? Great. Right. Right. If you have a band enterprise, you need to know Bandcamp and Sonic Bids, right? Right. Okay. I just want to make sure we've said that. Yeah, which is great because 6 months will get you rolling, and it's pretty amazing. Thanks, Noah. Oh, really? Great. Don't have any meetings about your web or online strategy. Just do stuff. First you have to fail, then you can improve. See, some of you have failed at the blog thing and the Twitter thing. Isn't it cool? You have to fail. Now you did. So now you can be better. Do it all yourself. Don't outsource any of, you don't outsource your songwriting or performances. You have to get good at this, and you can only get good at it by doing it. And then, I'm cute down here. The problem is no longer budget. The problem is no longer access to tools. The problem is only the will to get good at it. And you have to get good at it. It's not easy. I promise you it isn't easy. But it is so valuable. You all are, just like set me straight, you're all doing something in music. You all hope to do something in music, right? In some form or fashion. Yeah, I know you. Anybody not? Anybody thinking like they're going to, you're not?
Not on media.
Media. Okay. You're just like a free agent. You're I don't want to get into that. It's too much. Kill me. Kill me. You just kill me. Yeah. I'd be a babysitter. If I could be a babysitter, I'd be a babysitter. Wow. And Down's kids are cheerful. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm telling you. And you get kind of premium pay for taking care of special needs kids. They're what? In lockup? Oh, the mafia. Oh, well, that's normal. That's normal. All right, you know what? I'll do the permission marketing spiel when we come back from the break. But I feel like I bummed everybody out by complaining about your blogs. Why don't we break now, and if you want to chat with me, you can do that. Let's reconvene at like 7:30, right? And then I'll do the permission marketing spiel, and I got to walk and get a bottle of water. But we'll do the permission marketing thing. That'll prepare you for the midterm.
What's his name? Oh yeah, McKinney's playing us like some Haydn stuff one time, and it's like I just don't like Haydn. I think Haydn is like boring.
It's kind of like a less brilliant
Oh, right on.
Nobody wanted to sound like Haydn, so that's what created the Romantic era. They're all like, hey, we don't want to sound
Oh.
like Haydn.
Like, Haydn was all like, Mozart sounds awesome. And I was like, it's Haydn. Nathan Teller's like is that a news blog?
I guess.
Yeah, news block, yeah.
Nathan Teller.
Where is Nathan? Nathan's like...
I saw him eating in the OR. He's a guy.
Oh, nice.
You got poop in his eye. Huh?
Oh, this is great.
What if you did that? What if you had like a video on your blog of yourself? Wait, that's you?
That's my wife. I used her as a chat
That would throw me off forever.
I don't know if I can.
Let me see what's going on.
Billy, I'm really having trouble with tweeting.
You're not doing that bad.
Wait, John, wait, you were having.
You're not doing that bad.
Dude, I mean, he tweets are great. I just read one just now that made me crack up. Jim Brown blog.
Let me see. Hey, anybody, Sarah, do you have email open right now? Yeah, you have an email client that you can. Somebody have email open right now? Nigel, give me your email address. I'm going to send you. A. All right, hold on.
I made $100.
Nigel@tipitinas.com. What? Thank you. See if this link works for you. It should be everybody's. It should be everybody's feeds. No, I'm just. I bundled all those feeds, and Sorry, I don't need you guys to watch my email. Yeah, you did. You guys have to enlarge your world. It's not just the Super effing Bowl.
Hangover days. There was like extended hangover days.
Enlarge the world.
And that was like getting ready for the next.
That work? Did you hit the? Did you hit that link?
I got it.
So what happened?
Subscribing to bundle.
Oh, that's great. So you just subscribe to the bundle. Now view it in Reader. Right on, you get everybody. There you go. All right, we got it, everybody. I'm going to email you all. I'll email you all a link to everyone's feed. A little bundle. A bundle of joy. It is a bundle of joy. No. No, you view it in Reader, Google Reader.
Oh, yeah. See, blogging should be.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Sarah. Oh, God. Yeah, he's fairly controversial that way. All right. Anybody have anything they need to hit me with right now? Anybody? Any questions? Anything weird? All right, I know. Shut up.
Just send us the PowerPoint of permission marketing.
I'm going to kill you.
How do we make that ability?
All right, a whole bunch of you have that. What the hell? Oh, for fuck's sake. Alex, you have your email? No, you don't have email. Who has email open right now? Let's see, Ryan. Let me see if you did you get it, Ryan?
Let me see. I'll check it right
Oh, is that, are you talking about our lawyer?
Hold on. Yeah, Loyola mail. Loyola mail. Anybody?
now. It is here.
I don't think this. I think I might have emailed the wrong person. Hold on. Nigel, did you get it at your NOLA mail yet? At your NOLA mail? I mean your Loyola mail. Sorry. NOLA mail. Could you? Because I might have sent it to the wrong list. Please. Okay. Subject is Google Reader Bundle.
You have to have a Google account or Gmail account.
Yeah. What's that? You did? Okay, good. So I sent it to the right person. I don't need to. I'm sending it to your Lionel address.
But we have to have a Gmail account to read the Google Readers.
Yes.
How do I block?
What do you mean, God damn it? It's the easiest thing in the world.
I know, it's just another thing.
Does anybody know how I could block DT dailies and Bolo Bolos? Oh, DT dailies. I think this is the link on the bottom.
Bolos are pretty hilarious.
I tried blocking you, they don't let you.
I have a random phone call. And Loyola University.
Yeah.
You mean like community requests and that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Talbot, Ryan, you should have it now.
That was it? Okay.
Okay. All right, y'all. Here we go. If I didn't specifically speak to you about your blog at the break, about your blogging, writing, tweeting, whatever, seek me out and talk to me, okay? Or don't. It's up to you. You're grown-ups. But until you know that I'm satisfied with what you're doing, I'd be wondering if I was. Okay. Done being a dick again. Okay.
Okay, I'm tweeting that. No one else tweet that. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
No, he already hates me. That's not what you know. No, you're going to say it. Story.
Yeah, tweet it at
I'm not even, like...
GAH 50.
GAH 650.
GAH
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all see the tweet of his with the kids with girls backpacking?
Yes.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, that was brutal.
George Howard actually twittered a picture of his little girl with like red lines on her face. I'm guessing it's trying to look like the Exorcist girl.
She was face painted, I thought.
I don't know. It looked like the Exorcist girl, but not to the freaky extent.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah, I saw that going down. I walked in as that was going down. It's because he pushed back. I couldn't believe it. All the air left the room.
yeah, I know.
And I was just like, oh shit. Like, is George going to quit? What happens? Like, or will he hurt somebody? It was very intense. It's because the student in question got kind of like flippant and pushed back in this like arrogant way. And holy shit. I was like, oh, that was such the wrong thing to do. That dude does not need any
I thought it was because he
bullshit.
turned it at 30.
Well, that's how it started. That's what precipitated the action. But it got shit got real. Right after that. It was pretty.
He's the only professor here at Loyola that I don't feel like I can approach.
Well, he's very approachable. You see him with the kids? Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a family now.
Yeah. All right. These are. This is a bunch of slides that somebody sent me. I don't like the art on this crap. But a friend of mine sent me these, and I had to kind of go through them. Anyway, the big issue: businesses can't interrupt people anymore. You understand this concept, right? You've digested this idea that you can go to some, you can jump up in front of somebody's face and go, soap, and you can, my soap, buy my soap, and you can jump up in front of somebody and go, this car instead of other cars. Can we kill the computers, please? Teddy, kill the computer, man. You need to take notes on your fuck. All right, yeah. If you're taking notes, it's one thing. But if Facebook shit, it's just like brutal. I'll put it up. It's not a very substantive PowerPoint. It's meant to sort of hit the bullets that this book has to do with. Don't think of the PowerPoint as a substitute for the book. It so is not. When is Google going to buy Facebook? What kind of question is that? You're like a kid with a substitute teacher. You're just trying to get me to talk about stuff, so we don't have to cover it. Yeah, nice. Well, I don't know, maybe. All right. So this idea of interruption, you can't do it. You can't do it anymore because, well, we'll cover why. I think it comes up. Right? Interruption marketing, whether they want to hear from you or not, the more noise there is out there, the more new artists have to do to try to get your attention, right? There's so much crap. And isn't that terrible pizza? Boom, boom, boom. It's just retarded. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's a marching band guy wearing a little jacket. All right. Anyway, too much noise. You can't cut through it. What do you do, right? Nobody's going to put you on the radio anymore. There's maybe local radio, but nobody. You're not going to get a record deal. Generally speaking. Shouting out your message to as many people as possible. Yes, obviously not right. And then hoping that if you keep on trying, sooner or later someone will be interested by whatever it is. Right. Very wasteful, very inefficient. We talked about the traditional marketer who asks everybody to marry them, right? Same deal. You can't do it. So the issue is to gain permission in order to speak to people about the thing you're doing. And bands, artists, people in music have so many opportunities, so many more opportunities than most people to gain permission. When somebody comes to your gig, that's permission. If somebody signs up for your mailing list, that's permission. If you give somebody a free song in exchange for their email, that's permission. Yes.
I've got a question.
I'm so glad you have a question.
Okay.
I love when we can talk.
Great.
I like talking to you, actually.
Thanks.
Alex put me on TV.
Yeah. I don't know where that video is, by the way.
Oh, good. I hope this one gets lost, because maybe you could drop the camera again?
No, I want to.
You could burn this tape. Okay.
All right, but yeah, the question. Okay. Flyer. Okay. Like putting up a flyer on like a post, or on those like 8 million boards in the data center.
Yeah.
Where there are 8 million flyers.
Yeah.
Like, what is the point of that? That's interruption marketing.
It is interruption. It's also drowning in the noise, right? Right. It's a great example of all the noise there is in getting people's attention, right? I am interested in knowing what bands in this school are doing things, so I will seek that stuff out. But that I am so the exception. I'm not your audience.
Yeah, and there's
I'm-
so much stuff up there, and
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, is that even worth the time? Because you could spend like an
I-
hour doing that all around the city, and
Yeah.
just do something else with that hour.
Right. So that's a value judgment you have to make, right? Is it worth it? Well, if it's easy to do on your way to another class, sure, because you get some incidental impression You know, you get some incidental contact that somebody makes with that poster, and they go, oh, I will. But you know, I think what Noah does is a little more effective, right? You encounter the person and you interrupt them with full intention of interrupting them and being yourself and interrupting them. You know, great. That you put yourself in harm's way for sure. But well, there you go. But I think that also is inefficient though, because you're talking about one person at a time. You know, how much time do you have? And how many people can you physically approach? You know, you want to get more than 158 tickets sold to your gigs in this city. You know, getting 150 every time is pretty great. But, you know, obviously, if you want to earn paper money, you need it to be like 300 people. You know, and you need to be able to then take that. See, the issue is replicating that success, right? You do that here. Say you make it so that 150 people come every time you play in this city, or the band you manage plays. That's not going to sustain you, because one city doesn't make your yearly nut, right? You can't make a career on that one city at 150 people. So you have a couple of choices. Do you micro-market? Do you try to grow New Orleans into a place where 2,000 people will come every time you play a show? And you just say, like, we're going to do that here and only here, and these are our goals. We've set these goals, and we will attain these goals. Or do you start to say, well, I can make it so that I can get 150 people regionally. I can be assured of getting 150 people in Houston. I can get 150 in Dallas, maybe out to Austin. Maybe I can go up to St. Louis and Birmingham. I can get 150 people in Atlanta. Okay. Oxford. Oxford's a good town for... Oxford, Mississippi is a great town for live music. Pensacola, not so much, but yeah, it is now. Athens, of course, has clubs and what? The Lyric. Yeah, and you know, the fact that Fat Possum is there, and there's a big producer there, and you know, he brings a lot of it. I mean, there's just like more of a scene, a creative arts scene. Right. Oxford, Mississippi. Fat Possum's Oxford. Yeah. So what? Well, now Birds on Fat Possum, but lots of other bands on that. You look them up. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't approach enough people in Dallas or in Houston, let's say, to get 150 people at your gig. So how are you going to get 150 people to show up in Houston when you play in Houston? The only way is to like play Houston for 30 people, get an email address from those people, and start writing them regularly, maybe twice a month. You know, once a week is good, but you don't want to pester people either. You know, the issue here with regard to this book and his ideas are that the contact has to be anticipated and relevant, right? It has to be anticipated and relevant. So what do we mean? You mean like they are happy to hear from you. They've agreed to hear from you, and you're writing them in a way that doesn't waste their time, doesn't fritter away their attention, doesn't disrespect them, right? And that's why I'm begging you guys to write blogs. It's why I'm begging you guys to microblog via Twitter. You need to figure out a way to not have, you know, I'm speaking in the negative. You got to figure out a way to be able to communicate to a broader audience in a way that makes you personable, likable, human, gives you a voice, blah, 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 blah. Everything you do in marketing, to market anything, will need that. And everything is marketing. Like every conversation you have with a customer, everybody who buys anything from you, in my opinion, should get an email from you. You know, a personal email that isn't a form email. It's so easy to send an email in 25, 30 seconds. You can send an email out and say a heartfelt thank you. Probably have your spiel in your head already, right? And you just say, "Oh, thanks so much for your purchase in the online store. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much it means. You know, sincerely, boom, sign it and send it. And you can't imagine how much that matters to people. If if you if you have email addresses that you've been gathering at shows, it's great to be able to send regular emails. Paul Botello just blew me a kiss. That's why I laugh. It's great to be able to send out an email, right? But what are you going to do to make it worth everyone's attention, right? You send out an email that takes 2 or 3 minutes to read. Share something with them, right? A recording of your last show, or a live song, or a demo, or some funny pictures, or some beautiful pictures, or any goddamn thing that makes it so that there's some currency being exchanged. I got your attention one more time, and one more time I'm going to show you that it was worth it. Does that make sense? It's just like, it's not being arrogant, and it's not being impersonal. It's being humble, and it's being personal. It's being graceful, it's being decent. It's just the way to be a human being in business. And that's why, we watched that Bill Hicks marketing spiel in management the other night. How many of you were in that class? Management. You're in management, you are. You weren't there, but you're in management with me too, right? Anybody else? Nobody else? You're not in Clay? Okay. So, yeah, we'll watch that clip. I'm going to lose this PowerPoint. Hang on a second. Let me kill this. Yeah, we're all bombarded. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The baby's, he's busy. He's got a life. That's a Regis Philbin thing. He got that from Regis. That guy's yelling at his computer. They're not listening. Stop. Oh, look at that. Cute kid. Ugh. Opposite of interruption. Doesn't. He's shorter than the hood. Permission marketing is the opposite of interruption. Doesn't interrupt. Treating people with respect. Yes, all right. You know what? I'd rather just talk about this with you. Look at that. Opt in, not opt out. All right, that is important actually. Contact with you is opt in, not opt out. You don't blast something to somebody. This is a big concept. Obviously, it's a well-known issue on the internet. Is it opt in or opt out? Are you gonna puke it at me and I have to beg you to stop, or are you only going to send me something when I ask for it? Right? Huge differentiator.
Being a Facebook fan.
That's permission. Abso-effing-lutely. So having, following your Twitter feed is permission, right? This is why. This is why these are permission assets, as he says in the book. Yes.
People on Facebook who represent, like a band or represent.
They're bullshit street teamers who just spam the crap out of you.
Yeah, and like you became a friend of Facebook, you didn't necessarily give them permission to blast you every 5 minutes.
No, because that's indecent. And what they're doing is behaving in that way. They're just spamming you. What do you get back for that? What are they, when they do that?
They try to do stuff like say my name at the door and I'll let you in.
Yeah.
I don't really.
I know, there's not, in that case, the value in the exchange isn't there, right? They're piss poor at offering value and at being graceful and decent. And the issue is that any idiot could know that if you're going to blast that message to whatever, 3,000 people or say 500 people, it's only going to be relevant to a tiny fraction of that number. And the issue is here is to be relevant to anyone that you're blasting, that you're sending your information to. You have to know that they're, so while Facebook is permission, what it is basically permission to interrupt them once. And then, you can migrate them to a fan page, instead of a profile, a fan page, or you can migrate them to a mailing list. And you can incentivize people to migrate to a mailing list. You can say, give me your email. We regularly send out MP3s. We regularly do something that make it worth your while. Yes, Ryan?
I think it seems like the Facebook thing only works to a certain extent. I think if it works, if I want to become a fan or join a group like on Facebook, but I mean, I just sort of hate it when people just because they're your friend, they think they can just send you
a referral, like they refer
a
things.
referral, like please become a fan of this page or please join this group. And sometimes it will because I really want to do it, but other times I'll just do it just to do it. Which,
Yeah.
That's why I only do stuff through Fanpage.
Right. That puts you in harm's way, I think, when you have people doing that as agents for you. Then it just means, look, this is the other key thing, the last item, anticipated and irrelevant and personal. You have to know who you're writing to. You have to know who you're speaking to. Zach had the first question. Well, you had your hand up in a funny way. You're just being,
I think I was
okay.
just
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been noticing that a lot of the stuff you can push, it's very indie based. I like
I don't
it.
think so.
I feel it's very indie, like it's very small.
I don't think it is. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I just wanted to do that thing.
Well,
What do you,
I mean,
okay, give me an example where it doesn't fit, where it couldn't work.
well, I mean, that was just the beginning of the statement, but what I'm trying to figure out here is how to make it more widespread. So what I mean when I say personal, like indie, it's, I mean, if you're, what, I'm sorry?
This is the question of the day?
I mean, just universal. If you're universal,
Yeah.
and you wanna do the same thing as say Saddle Creek does.
Mhm.
So like, but it's harder for Universal to do it because they don't have that advantage that the indies have where they can.
Well, first of all, Universal isn't going to communicate with you as a human being. The the artist entity that is on Universal is, let's say it's Beyonce, right? I mean, I'll tell you something. JetBlue can do it. Whole Foods can do it. There are companies who know how to talk to their consumers on a massive scale in a way that is anticipated and relevant and personal. Now, personal doesn't mean, hi, Zach, I'm only talking to you. I'm sending out one email at a time. It means I know who you are enough to send you a message that isn't going to alienate you or disrespect your attention. Right? I know who you are enough because you've answered enough, you've indicated enough to me who you are that I can send you, that I know we now have a relationship on this basis, in this area. Could I, if I was Whole Foods, send you a message asking you to buy a certain kind of electronics equipment? No.
See, I would argue that like Whole Foods is much. It's big, but it's not that big.
So,
It fits a type of like.
okay, so give me an example of somebody that couldn't, like for instance, Beyonce doesn't have as many fans as Whole Foods.
Okay, let me do this. So Walmart sells everything. So they want to sell you food.
This is a good question. It's an interesting conversation to be having. So I wish we were in a circle, but we're not. So just pay attention.
Well, so Walmart wants to sell you their food, and so does Whole Foods. Now Whole Foods kind of feels, personally to me, more of a yuppie crowd.
Right.
You know, with our organic and
Right. I mean, if being healthy is and living without preservatives is yuppie, then yeah.
I mean,
Because
in a way it kind of is. Like there's a thing with Whole Foods that.
I understand. I mean, there's also Trader Joe's. You know, Trader Joe's exists. It's
like the South Park episode.
Yeah. Well, certainly I know, and believe me, there's nothing that they do that I don't like, and I certainly agree. It's the way it's co-opted by people who want to affect a power position, a status position, and they buy crap that costs, a jar of some cream that costs $75. It's bullshit. For the only thing dumber than Whole Foods selling that kind of crap is them not selling it if somebody's going to buy it. It would be very easy for a low-income person to walk into Whole Foods and buy ingredients for very little money. shop in the bulk section, shop in the fruit and the produce section. You know, I have to say that Whole Foods has certainly communicated this to me. Now, I don't have a lot of money, but I do shop at Whole Foods in this city because there's no Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is where I can go if I don't want preservatives, if I don't want, you know, if I don't want artificial colors or corn syrup in my stuff, right? I don't want to be fed by corporate America, so I shop at Trader Joe's, right? But I don't have that option here, so I go to Whole Foods and I don't buy the profiteroles, you know, that were imported from Belgium for $16. But I shop in the bulk section and I pay 89 cents for a pound of whole wheat organic flour, and I make good bread, you know.
Listen, I shop at Whole Foods sometimes too, but like, what I'm saying.
I don't bake. My wife bakes, but I don't. I don't.
Whole Foods has an easier time appealing to the crowd that is interested in some of this, you know, that ethic. And
Right.
Walmart, I mean, is kind of just left mass marketing. So I guess the question here is more, what's the difference? Like, what is the difference between big and small
Mhm.
marketing?
Between mass marketing and personal marketing, and yeah, commodities are you know, interruption's great for commodities. I mean, look, anyone can interrupt. Noah interrupts, right? He interrupts you. You know, for now it's working, but there's going to be a time when you need more than that, right? But yes, no, of course not. At least, and that's not counting forum announcements. See, there you go. No, I know, because think about that problem that I identified for you. How many can you draw in Houston? 23. Okay, and you need it to be $1.50, easy, right? And you need Birmingham to be $1.50. So you need a region where you're drawing $1.50 everywhere you go. And when you do, I'll bet you anything that somebody's going to express a desire to be in business with you on some level, right? Because once you do even that, it will matter. So let's draw the line. Just please hold those questions. I'm not saying don't have questions. Please just ask them in a second because I want to answer this one. You draw the line between something that is just completely commodified, that is impersonal, and when there's a product that is personal, involves a personal choice or allegiance, some kind of loyalty that you want to generate, then you need permission. You need to broadcast or you need to send out anticipated, relevant, and personal messages. And there's really no way around it. And you can be huge and do this, because it just means that you know your market, and you never, you know, you swear an oath that you will never waste their time or jerk them off. It can't be self-aggrandizing bullshit. It can't be hollow messages. It can't be anything that isn't valuable to the reader. It's not about you. It's about them. Everybody reading your message is me, 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 my favorite person in the whole world, me. Every person. They don't care about you. And that's the thing, like, when I'm complaining about your writing, think about me as not giving a goddamn about you. How are you going to make me care? I need you to make me care more. Like, that's really it. I realized this week when I was reading things, there were too many of you. I'm not saying it's everybody, and it isn't. But too many of you, I'm like, you got to make me care. It's just not, you're not doing it. You're not getting the message. So if you're reading if you're reading these books, and you're hearing anything that I'm saying week to week, I'm just trying to teach you how to be a human who doesn't disrespect the reader's attention. Okay? And I defy you to come up with a use case that can't use this, that isn't a commodity that can't use these techniques, because too many people are already doing it on an enormous scale. You know, if you want to build loyalty, and if you want connection, you can do it. And tech makes it so that you can do it on an enormous scale. You can have 1.3 million followers on Twitter, and they all get your message the second you hit send. You know, and you can have hundreds of thousands of people on Facebook that know everything you do. You can't just blast promotional messages, and you can't say I pet my kitten only. You know what I mean? You need like content. We need content. It has to be. That's another. I mean, these three components, right? Anticipated, meaning I'm waiting to hear from you. I like you. I want to hear from you. Relevant. I pet my kitten isn't relevant, right? But broadcasting me some generic promo message that I personally might not care about, that's not relevant either. And that's where personal comes in. Right? You need to know that the person can have will be predisposed to giving a damn about the message. Sorry, which of you had the first question? Ryan. Ryan, you're in the front.
So I just thought it sort of rang my attention, like when you mentioned forum announcements.
Yeah.
Just, I kind of realized that is what was that?
Interruption?
Yeah, I think that's interruption marketing.
Yeah.
Just because, first of all, I mean, like it's not like we all have to go, so I have to sit there, but then like we all just get like blasted with like 15 different announcements. Most of them don't matter to me because if I already know about it, I know I'm going to go to it. I know I'm going to. Yeah, and the handbills too. That's annoying. I have to say that is really annoying. What do we do with those explosions?
Well, that's the thing. Here, throw this away from me. Yeah.
I would say that announcements like on that, they're anticipated. You know that you may not like them, but
Yeah. And they're relevant to music marketing, to the music community, the Loyola music community.
I don't mind hearing that shit.
I wouldn't mind it if people actually enunciated.
That is my pet peeve. I wouldn't mind it if I could hear the person and hear what they're saying, and if the information was simple, like put clearly. Thursday night, 8 o'clock, Cafe Britannia, my band, $5.
If people have like an 18-word band name, it's like,
Yeah. No, I know it's difficult. That's the issue. There's that kind of disconnect at that point when the message is like da 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 da, and it's certainly not relevant at that point.
Funny part is when people are like too shy.
Yeah.
Too shy, so they just like, they stand up. They just stand up and their friends they just like point to their friends there. It's so awkward.
Yeah. Or when people don't stand up and then they just speak in a regular conversational voice. Yeah, I mean, I think that the issue is that.
Have you seen how little the number of forum people have been?
Yeah, I don't know what people are going to do. What happens if you just skip too many forums? You fail, and then what happens?
Then you have to transpose.
Or I mean, what are the stakes? Like, what are the stakes?
You either bribe one of the Snyder monkeys.
Oh, you just have to jump through hoops. Okay, I get it. You have to do something to satisfy the requirement.
I've heard someone had to come.
But then at other side, like I feel like forum is just so hit or miss.
It is.
You
Yeah.
really get to someone that you would completely interested in,
Right.
or you know that they have information that you don't have.
I know. Last semester, I got into a huge thing. We had a half hour of ranting against forum and the program. I don't want to even get into that. I don't even want to get into it.
There was a standing ovation forum once. This French director called Bertrand Tavernier came. It was amazing. He's like 82 years old. He sat there talking about film and art and
That's
everything like that ever.
That's great. And do people ask him questions? Who?
I heard you like, don't do drugs.
Who? Oh, wait a minute. I saw that. I just saw that online. Yeah.
I wrote down his quote on my iPad.
The best part. He gets every word. I want to talk to you about heroin.
Yeah, I know. Well, and he just read his like diary of being a junkie. I just saw it online. 9 a.m.
That was amazing what you said, but here's the thing.
Okay, sorry.
I think well, a lot of the most interesting forum people for me were people that gave a presentation that talked directly to us. It was not like an interview type of thing.
Yeah,
The interview thing, they're just talking about themselves. I'm not
I
interested
know.
in that about like, what do you have to say to me? Most of the time, people that gave a presentation, like they had the two twins, the white hair and mustaches.
Oh yeah,
Brevent
the
guys.
barback.
Yeah, they were great. Like they gave a great
Yeah,
presentation. Like
who was that one guy
guy who has the touring book out?
Martin Atkins?
Yeah, he was awesome when he came.
Tour Smart. He's coming, I think he's coming back. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that.
I don't need to.
And certainly, I don't give a shit about what he's saying. Cussing and yelling and high on speed.
I wrote down some quotes from the Pantera guy, if anybody wants to hear.
No, I saw the thing online. All right, let's keep. Anyway, sorry.
I was actually just going to ask, because I remember George Howard mentioning that number too, 150 people. Like, where did that come from again? Is that a Howardism, or is that...
Oh, no. I was saying it because he just got 150 payers on Tipitina's the other night.
That was like the number that George Howard focused on. Like, when someone asked him, like, well, how many people do I want to get in my gig? And then once I hit that number, I know, like, I'm really getting in the city, like, I'm getting somewhere. And he said, like, I don't know, about 150.
It's true. I mean, that's one place it comes from. I know for a fact that if I have a band that I'm managing, I need to know that they can draw 150 people in every city in order to make the minimum expenses of getting from city to city, paying each other a little something, buying the gas, not ending up, breaking down without recourse and missing gigs. It comes from running the math. I mean, how much, what's the door at a gig? Tickets are $7, 150. You're going. That's $1,000 gross. You're going to pull $750 net. You're going to pull $750 in your split. You're good easy for a $500 guarantee. That means if you're making $500 a night and you're playing 6 nights a week, city to city to city, and you're drawing 150 people, you can make ends meet. And that means you can continue. And if you're not drawing 150 people in a city, simply put, you're subsidizing your own tour. And if you're subsidizing your own tour, then you're going down. You're not going to keep doing it. If it's costing you money to be on the road, you simply can't do that. Unless you have a massive trust fund, like some of these Providence Noise Corps kids that they've loads and loads and loads of money that they don't need to make a dime on the road. They just have lots of cash. That's fine. But I mean, if it has to be self-sustaining, I think 150 payers is that magic number. I think that's why Howard might have mentioned it. I didn't know that he talked about that number. Howard mentioned it. I've talked about it on a number of occasions. Like, it's just that number. You got to get to that point. If you can't get there in a hurry, you can't get there in year 1, let's say, which is pretty challenging, then don't go to that city. Like, keep it regional, keep it micro-marketed, work it until you can get 150 everywhere that you can drive in 6 hours. So you can sleep in your own bed at night, so you can crash on floors or something, get it done so that you can play 10 cities and know that you're going to draw 150 people. Because you go home, you'll have a little money in your pocket. You won't be demoralized. You can keep going. Somebody like, in your position, Nate, do you tour solo?
I have.
In a car?
I haven't, I did last summer, yeah. And I've been I took 23 credits last semester, so I haven't played it all.
Right.
Since I've been in
Right. That's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's freedom, and that means that you can, that's your venture stake, basically. That's your competitive advantage. You're not going to be bleeding loads of money. You could go play house shows as a solo guy, or as a duo. It's easy if you're not carrying full back line. If you have a couple of acoustic guitars and a couple of suitcases in the back seat, your merch, you can drive around in a car that gets good mileage. Crash with the people who are putting on your shows, or a network of friends, or when you have to, you get the travel value guide at the rest stop, and you get the $30 hotel room at Motel 6, and you can stay on the road making the money, playing to the people, building the mailing list. You can live as that guy. You don't need 150 people. It's obviously flexible. If you're Lamb Chop, a band that has 13 people and tons of gear, you can't live on 150 people a night. There's obviously there's a spectrum here, but I think the least amount you can live on and keep playing shows that don't drain your bank account, The less you can, the less you can spend to be on the road and stay on the road. That's your competitive advantage. You have to be a cockroach, like let the bomb go off. I'm still going to be here. Let the industry blow up. I'm still going to be here, still selling my 30 discs a night, still getting my 25 names on my mailing list, still playing a show for money and paying my bills with it. If you can do that, then you're in good shape. So that's where marketing comes in anyway. Amy.
Sorry to jump off subject, but I'm pretty sure I made all of that. He was like, do I offend you in some way? I'm not telling him who. I was just like, someone said it in class, thought it was funny, sorry.
Whoa. Oh, it's going to be, it's going to be ugly.
What exactly did
He might be, oh, here he is. Hey, George, what's up? No, I'm kidding. What did you tweet?
I tweeted at him and you, and I put in quotes, you being a dick is like Howard's best day, and that's all I said.
Oh.
That's exactly what he said.
You're, that's so not cool. Oh.
Just delete it then?
No, you can't now. It's too late.
he already responded to it? Does he know it's you?
Exactly. You can't erase it from his eyeballs. But I will be asked about this now. Now I will have to answer questions.
I'll just say, when I thought it was funny.
You put quotation marks around it, but you didn't put who the quote was from.
Exactly.
That was the
So
problem.
no one knows who said it.
And nobody knows.
So now you
Did anybody say that?
Mine? A for tweet.
Did anybody?
A for tweet.
Did Did you say that it was said in front of the entire class or in your class?
I said it was said.
Because that would be a mitigating factor.
I was like, no, someone said that in class, decided to tweet it, didn't mean to offend me. Okay, maybe I should delete that one.
No.
Too late.
What's tweeted is tweeted.
That's right. It's what's done is done.
I hope I never have to. Yeah, no. It's not tweet, it's T-U-I-T.
First tweet. But you can put those.
That's my last name.
Oh, ow.
That's your last name.
My last name is Pertweet.
Per tweet?
My last name is Pertweet.
Oh, I thought that was a pun on tweet. Wait, what?
Ow. That is an easy to misunderstand tweet, I must say. Yes.
How do you spell it? A-P-E-R-T-W-I-T?
No, it's her.
P-R-T-U-I-T.
Oh,
Per tweet. Your last name is per tweet. Yeah. It's just funny that that's your last name. Yes.
Back on the form thing.
Yes. Why do we have to talk about form anymore at
I
all?
want to know. You said, I remember one class you said that tools manager was coming in. Is that really happening?
The road manager, yes. She's coming on the 22nd of Feb.
27.
MJ, yeah, Mary Jo Casca. She does production for she does production for Coachella and Bonnaroo, and she's Tools tour manager. Yeah.
Yeah, where's the tool like once
Whenever they want.
I just want to ask her how much of a dick
I don't think she'll say he's a dick. Not. Oh, yeah, we will. All right, all this crazy. All right, this is an important point. Every contact with a prospective customer should move them one step further up the permission ladder, right? Now, what does that mean? Stranger to friend, friend to customer, customer to loyal customer, right? So making friends first is the big thing. Hold on a second. Howard called me. Oh no, he called me at 6:30. Sorry. Monty, just kill the tape. Burn this tape. Sarah, you're doing the editing? Today's tape gets burned. I disapprove it. I'm allowed to approve all these tapes. This one is not approved. It is not approved. Yes. It's too much. What?
It's better than the one we talked about the alcohol teacher.
I don't want to hear about that either. Sorry, let's keep going.
We got the person's attention. We got the permission.
Yes.
Now, what time of day it's appropriate to talk to them. Because, like, no, seriously, because I hate.
Email is the most, first of all, it's all about email. Why is it about email? Because email is at their convenience. It's ignorable. You can send it down your list of priorities, turn to it only when you're bored. It doesn't matter. Email is inoffensive in that way. It's easy for them. Nothing really gets put on them. There's nothing disrespectful or I don't know, uncomfortable about email. That's why email is this unbelievable marketing tool. It's abused to death, but it is your single greatest marketing tool. And I'm not saying Twitter is your single greatest marketing tool. I'm not saying Facebook is your single greatest marketing tool or your website. Email. Email is your single greatest marketing tool. It changed the world. It changed the world when you could send out free messages. They're free. No stamps, no copying, no nothing. You can send out a free message. Not only that, but now they can be media rich, right? If you want to send out HTML mail, fine. They can look beautiful, nice. They come with links to embed a video or put a link to a song or a player or whatever, right? It's the most powerful tool for anybody in music marketing. All right, here we go. Quick one. Permission levels, right? This is where bands live, right? The situational, opportunistic, right? You order at McDonald's. They're allowed to say, "Do you want fries with that?" They're allowed to just poke you with that little tiny reminder, right? Like, "You want fries with that? A drink? Something?" Right? They're selling to you. They're soliciting you with your permission, right? It's implied permission. At a gig, offering a CD from the stage at a gig or at the table and saying, "CDs, I got CDs over here," whatever. That's appropriate. Did I tell you about the guy who did shirts, buy shirts? I think I told you. I told you that guy, right? About that guy? Yeah, Khan. Yeah, that was great. That was his marketing. We had this merch guy sent out on a big tour that we were doing, and the merch company, Brockham, sent us a merch guy who was going to be at every gig, every night with our stuff, selling T-shirts and CDs and stuff. And the guy was the craziest looking guy. He looked kind of like a skinny Andrew Dice Clay. And he wore wraparound black shades, and he just stood with his back to the wall in front of the merch stand, and behind the merch stand, and he'd just go, "Shirts, buy shirts, shirts." He looked like RoboCop. He was "Shirts, buy shirts," and his only name was Khan. And we sold a buttload of merch on that tour, and we can only assume it's because he did that. Shirts, buy shirts. It's like, wow. We'd go by every time we'd kind of walk by him slowly, like, "Oh my God, he's still doing it," and it worked. Sold loads. Yeah, shirts. Well, he would do it. He would just do it while people were milling. Anyway, brand trust, right? This doesn't apply to, strictly speaking, you can't talk about a band with regard to brand trust. But what do? You earn a name for yourself. You make yourself credible. You make people feel like you're not gonna embarrass yourselves or them for a quick buck, right? That you're about doing something meaningful. You're about doing something that is decent, that is graceful, right? And then when you have that, just like a brand can be overstretched, just like it's not appropriate for Whole Foods to sell me electronics. I'm not all that comfortable with Whole Foods trying to sell health and beauty aids. That's just stick to food without crap in it. That'd be okay with me. You can overstretch it, right, and start to seem like you're just shilling, like you're just looking for a quick buck or like looking to score some extra dollars. So you can get a little desperate, and your audience smells desperation. In 2 seconds, they suss it and they go, "Whoa, I don't like it." It's desperate. It's kind of clingy, and you're asking me to do something that I don't really want to do, and I don't want to do it, but you're still hitting me with it. Why?
So, for another example, would that be like Starbucks, like trying to sell
music?
CDs or something like that? Yeah.
Thank you. Exactly. Starbucks selling music. That's going away, obviously, right? It's been way scaled down. Starbucks way overextended themselves. They overextended themselves with everything. Food offerings that they started to do, the various juices, the bells and whistles. It wasn't about coffee anymore. They forgot it was about the coffee.
I don't know, those
They forgot it was about the grammar.
awesome.
What?
Those little breakfast sandwiches that they have.
Yeah, those are great. I know, and they kept those. Do you notice that? Through the overhaul, they kept those things. They kept the things that were winners and that were popular with their customer base. Those 2 seconds in the microwave and you got like an egg sandwich, that's fine. You know, they work really well. And so they kept all the crap that worked. They got rid of all the crap that didn't work and the stuff that was watering down the brand.
I love the instant coffee.
Those when I'm on the road, man, I put those in coffee. And it's just like, it's like, yo dog, I heard you like coffee in your coffee, so I put coffee in your coffee. All right, so anyway, personal relationships, right? Individual to individual, right? And these are not transferable, right? So you can't, if somebody tells somebody, if it's word of mouth, I know you, so just because I know you, I can't go to your friends. I need your friends to tell me I can go to them. You can't just say, well, you're in their group. Well, like your instance, the thing where somebody basically is spamming you because you fit a profile on Facebook. You're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's spam. You're being spammed by receiving a message just because you're associated with somebody who's receiving the message, right? You see what I'm saying? That is not transferable permission. That permission does not transfer from person to person. It is a person to person relationship. It can't be transferred. Okay? Loyalty points, people buy more of the product or service in response to incentives, air miles or loyalty cards. It's hard to imagine something right off the bat in music, but you can see how you use it when people come to you with a stack of CDs at a gig, Can I sign? Yeah, you get it signed. It's the way you treat people when they've been loyal customers. So, and you can also extend people privileges for being loyal. You can say you've been on our mailing list. You're in the golden circle because you've been on the mailing list for 4 years. That's a person who hasn't taken themselves off your mailing list, and they're valuable. They deserve a reward. You say you can come to. We're going to do something for our golden circle people. A free record, a free download, tickets, half-price tickets, whatever. Yeah.
I thought about doing that. Actually, it was really Golden Circle. You got the Howard thing. He said, I think it was like 100 or something. You can only talk to 100 people closely to be efficient before you're.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought of doing that, but then like the Golden Circle will evolve because more hardcore fans know some of these interests. So if you kick someone out of the Golden Circle.
Do you kick them out? You say?
Sorry, you're not.
No, I think they opt out. That's attrition.
Why would you just keep it at 100? Because
Because of the optimization of communication.
that requires very close communication with a really deep current with those other people.
Yeah, I mean it's a little tricky. You can do that. Those have to be 100 pretty rewarding relationships for you.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, it isn't really worth it. You might, and ultimately, I mean, you could do a thing where on a quarterly basis, you admit more people. When like torrent sites like Dime a Dozen or Demonoid, you can't get a membership. You can't for a long time. You have to wait. You have to wait until there's one that's open. That's the way something like that can run. But I don't personally think that it has to be the same 100 people. You can communicate at a given time with 100 people very well or with great facility, but I don't think it has to be the same 100. It's just like you can, I think you can do 20 minutes of email every day, 10 minutes of marketing every day, and reach way more than 100 people on a monthly basis, let's say. My sweater feels weird. Purchase on approval. Customer pays in advance but doesn't necessarily use the project, the thing. That's where you say like, download all our music on this secure page for $10 a year, right? And you give them a sticker or some other piece of crap, right? Some kind of a little pop that makes it worth their while and yours, right? And they have your gratitude, they're supporting your work. You know, that's something, well, first of all, the cost of doing, you know, the cost of goods sold on a download is virtually nothing now, especially if you store your stuff on Amazon servers, you know, you use S3, the storage solution. You guys got to know more about the internet, but that's important, right? When you have a website and you store media and you have people downloading stuff from you, you need it to be very affordable for you because you pay for that. When somebody downloads or streams a piece of media, you pay for that bandwidth and for that throughput. And Amazon S3 is the cheapest solution right now. I mean, we offered a gig and a half of 50-foot wave catalog free of charge. We weren't making any money on it. And it got retweeted by Pitchfork, and people just started just pulling it down in huge numbers. A gig and a half, I mean, hundreds every day. And the bill came to like $280 that month. Was nothing. So it lets you be like a big shot and be the generous provider of content for like no money. So just know that. Amazon S3, pretty great. And then intravenous. You make the purchasing decision on the part of the customer, right? Book clubs, magazines, subscriptions. You know, in Kristen's case, it does. $30 a month, you subscribe, and what are you subscribing to? You don't even know what song, because the songs haven't been written yet. You're a subscriber who's getting a surprise song every month. She just puts up a song each month, and you have no idea what it's going to be or if you're going to like it. You're just trusting her to give you something that will be worth your while. And that does, I think it does apply. You know, it's like you can say, you know, X dollars a month or X dollars a year, and we're just going to ship you stuff. Labels do it. It's very relevant in the label world, right? Singles Club or like a CD of the Month Club. Sub Pop used to do it. You know, you drop $10 a year and, you know, or $50 a year, I think it was, and they just mail you any CD, you know, a CD every month. Every month the club got a CD, something that they thought club members would want. And it was exclusive, so it was cool. All right, and that is just that is the top tier of this permission relationship. You know, they're giving you money and saying, hey, whatever, give us whatever. That's where it gets pretty sweet. Now those people go away. They'll go away in 2 seconds if you F them. All right, so yeah, so the rule is once the first contact has been made, then every following contact should offer an incentive and be more and more tailored to answer the customer's problem. This is a business term, right? We always talk about the problem you're solving. Well, in this case, look at that horrible woman. In this case, like the problem is when you're a band, you say, what's the problem I'm solving? What problem am I solving? Well, the problem you're solving is they don't have your music. So you need to know your value. Your value, what does your music bring? Does your music bring high energy, you know, get psyched, mood into their lives? Does it bring some fanciful, relaxing beauty into their lives? Does it bring a jolt of adrenaline? Does it bring relatedness and emotional catharsis? You know, are you riding up and down? Are you being touched as a human? You know, whatever. What is it? There's something your music brings, and so that's the problem you solve. By the way, when you're talking about marketing as an endeavor, you're always trying to figure out what problem you're solving, what need you're filling. So what's your value? And music, it is a real value. People are totally affected by music, and you can know what it is. You say like it's feel-good music, or it'll help you pass the time, or it'll make you feel like you're not alone in the world, or it'll touch you deeply, or it will make you cry, or whatever. That matters. So interruptions are only acceptable the very first time the contact is made. Fair enough. You know, if they reply to an ad, give you a business card, you know, they send you their email address, whatever. Anything else is unwelcome junk. God, this art is awful. I asked my friend for like a permission marketing presentation because I know he did one, and he sent me this. I'm so embarrassed for him right now. Regular contact builds familiarity and trust over time, right? It's that regular contact that there's a flow there is a flow of communication, right? That's why this idea of me begging you guys to write regularly, tweet regularly, use Twitter to update your Facebook status. Just do that.
It doesn't work. You have to use Facebook to update Twitter.
No, vice versa.
No, I got it right, but now I do.
It's vice versa. I don't think you can update Twitter through Facebook. You have to update Facebook through Twitter. That's the only way I do it.
On the pages or
Personal. Personal.
my
Profile.
well, my problem is now is that
Wait, you're both speaking. Sorry, Sarah was talking first.
I find myself writing more and write different things to websites because people actually see what I write on Facebook, whereas on Twitter. So I write more. I'm not.
All right, well,
I'm thinking and I'm thinking because
you don't have to, but you don't only have to feed it through Twitter. You can use the Twitter thing as a tool as a tool of convenience. Maybe it'll encourage more through Twitter, and then when you want to post directly to Facebook, you do that, and it doesn't feed Twitter. So you can have both. Sorry.
well, my issue was that like when I first started doing that, like updating Twitter and sending it to Facebook, like it would send it automatically. Now I find it literally takes like anywhere from 30 minutes.
It's weird. You know what? There's storms. Sunspots. There are storms. You never know when it's going to be weird. Twitter's weird. Facebook is weird. The connective tissue is weird. It's just like it's in storm. It comes in storms. But anyway, the idea is not only to win new fans or to new customers. It's to delight people. Right? You want to delight them. You want to make sure that they're so happy they heard from you that they send you a thank you note for the goddamn email that you sent them, which is when you know you've done it right. When they're sending you a thank you note for the email that you sent them. All right, YouTube, Hicks. I started my marketing class last semester with this. Sarah, if you were there, you would have known, but... No, it's not a burn. I was just like, I just can't believe it. I just saw it today that you were in that class. I was like, Sarah, wow, what the...
no, I got all the emails.
Oh, good.
I had no idea how to not get them.
Okay. No, there is no way, because you're in there.
Yeah.
They asked... Alex asked if he could see it. So you can update your Facebook status at this point if you want to. It's stand-up comedy. It's Bill Hicks. You know Bill Hicks? Okay.
By the way, if anyone here is in advertising or marketing, kill yourself. Just a little thought. I'm just trying to plant seeds. Maybe one day they'll take root. I don't know. You try. You do what you can. Kill yourself. Seriously though, if you are, do. Not really. There's no rationalization for what you do, and you are Satan's little helpers. Okay? Kill yourself. Seriously. You're the ruiner of all things good. Seriously. No, this is not a joke. It's going to be a joke coming. There's no fucking joke coming. You are Satan's spawn, filling the world with bile and garbage. You are fucked and you are fucking us. Kill yourself. It's the only way to save your fucking soul. Kill yourself.
He's beautiful.
Seeds. I know all the marketing people going, he's doing a joke. There's no joke here whatsoever. Suck a tailpipe, fucking hang yourself, borrow a gun from a Yank.